Why did Jesus come from the tribe of Judah and not from another? Have you ever wondered why Jesus, the Messiah, was born specifically from the tribe of Judah? Why not from the tribe of Joseph, so prominent in Egypt, or from Levi, the priestly tribe? Why, out of the 12 tribes of Israel, did God choose this one in particular to bring forth the messianic promise? If you think it's just a matter of tradition or lineage, stay with us, because there is a much deeper purpose behind this choice. What we will discover today will not only surprise you, but will change the way you view the scriptures and the divine plan revealed through history. Get ready to uncover a mystery that many overlook, but one that is filled with meaning for our faith. The prophecies of the Old Testament are essential for understanding the coming of the Messiah, and many of them specifically point to the tribe of Judah. God gradually revealed his plan of salvation, doing so through the patriarchs, the prophets, and the stories passed down from generation to generation. One of the most notable prophecies is found in Genesis 49:10, where Jacob, the patriarch of the 12 tribes of Israel, is pronouncing blessings over his sons before his death. In that moment, he says to Judah, "The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until he to whom it belongs shall come." This verse is not just a blessing, it is a prophetic declaration. The scepter is a symbol of leadership and power, and the ruler's staff represents royal authority. Jacob is revealing that the tribe of Judah, though not the largest or most powerful in terms of strength, would bear the royal authority over Israel until the coming of the Messiah, he to whom it belongs. This is a crucial detail. Jacob is not talking about just any king, but about a divine king, the promised Savior. It is a promise that unfolds throughout history, from Jacob's words to the birth of Jesus. But why Judah? Why this particular tribe? That is the question we must explore, because the answer has a profound impact not only on the people of Israel, but on all of humanity. After Jacob's blessing, God continued revealing his plan of salvation, this time through King David. In 2 Samuel 7:16, God makes a powerful promise to David. "Your house and your kingdom will endure forever before me. Your throne will be established forever." This passage is key because it's not just talking about an earthly kingdom, but an eternal kingdom. Through David, God would not only establish a royal dynasty in Israel, but he was also preparing the way for the arrival of the Messiah, the eternal King. Despite the ups and downs of David's life, his mistakes and victories, God promises him that one of his descendants will be the one who will rule forever, and that his throne will be eternal. But here's the twist. When David receives this promise, he's not being told about a temporary king. God is not just telling him that his descendants will occupy the throne of Israel, but that this throne will be occupied by the Savior, the Messiah, who would come to redeem his people and rule forever. And the most amazing thing is that this promise is fulfilled in Jesus. Jesus, the son of David, would be the eternal King. The promise God made to David has not only a historical implication for Israel, but it also becomes the foundation of Christian hope. But how does this connect with the tribe of Judah? The answer is even more astonishing than you might imagine. To understand how the prophecy that the Messiah would come from the tribe of Judah is fulfilled, we need to take a look at the Gospels of Matthew and Luke, which provide us with two very important genealogies of Jesus. These lineages are not mere lists of names. Each one plays a key role in connecting Jesus with the ancient promises made to Israel. Let's begin with the Gospel of Matthew. Matthew, a disciple of Jesus, writes his Gospel primarily for a Jewish audience. So his goal is to demonstrate that Jesus is the fulfillment of all the Old Testament prophecies. In Matthew 1:1, he begins his genealogy saying, "The book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham." In this introduction, Matthew immediately establishes that Jesus is a descendant of two key figures, Abraham and David. And as we saw earlier, David is crucial because it is from his lineage that the Messiah would arise. But Matthew doesn't stop there. Throughout his genealogy, he shows how Jesus directly descends from Judah through King David, thus fulfilling the promise that God made to David. Each name in this list is not just an ancestor, but a link in the chain that leads us to the fulfillment of the messianic prophecy. On the other hand, the Gospel of Luke, although it also presents a genealogy, focuses on showing Jesus as the Savior of all humanity, not just the Jews. In Luke 3:23-38, Luke also traces Jesus' lineage, but he does so through another descendant of David, an ancestor named Nathan. Luke's genealogy goes further back than Matthew's, even all the way to Adam, showing that Jesus is not only the promised king for Israel, but the savior of all humanity. Both genealogies agree that Jesus is a descendant of David, and therefore from the tribe of Judah. The symbolism of Judah goes far beyond its simple lineage. This tribe, although initially it didn't stand out for its size or wealth, plays a fundamental role in the scriptures, not only as a physical tribe, but as a deep symbol in God's divine plan. From Genesis 49:8-12, when Jacob, blessing his sons, says to Judah, "Judah, your brothers will praise you. Your hand will be on the neck of your enemies. The sons of your father will bow down before you." We see that Judah is placed as the leader among the tribes. But here, it's not just about a political or military leader, but a spiritual leader who will carry divine authority. This passage introduces a fascinating image. The scepter shall not depart from Judah. The scepter is a symbol of authority and rule, but in this context, Judah's scepter is not merely earthly. It's a spiritual and messianic authority. Throughout history, the tribe of Judah is seen as the lineage of kings, from David to Jesus, who, as we know, is called the Lion of the tribe of Judah in Revelation 5:5. This title is not by chance. The lion represents power, royalty, and justice, and these are the attributes assigned to the Messiah. Judah was not only chosen for its royal descent, but also for its ability to transcend history. The symbolism of the lion, the king of the jungle, reflects how this tribe was destined to be the birthplace of an eternal king, someone who would not only rule Israel, but the entire world. And the most impressive thing is that all of this was part of a greater divine plan. Judah is the tribe that, although not the largest or the most powerful, was chosen to be the birthplace of God's promise. This symbolism of Judah as the leader, the king, and the conqueror culminates in Jesus, who, being a descendant of this tribe, not only fulfills the promises made to Judah, but redefines leadership, power, and justice in a much deeper sense. A power not based on physical strength, but on divine authority. A power that would be able to save and redeem humanity. Now, why Judah and not another tribe? This is the question many ask. At first, it may seem like just a matter of lineage, but the truth is much deeper than we imagine. When we examine the 12 tribes of Israel, we see that not all were equally chosen for such a crucial role. Judah, for example, was not the largest or most powerful tribe, and in fact, some tribes like Ephraim or Levi had prominent roles in the history of Israel. But God chose Judah, and the reason is not just because of its size or power, but because of something much more significant. In Genesis 49:10, Jacob prophesies about Judah. The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until Shiloh comes. This promise, over the centuries, points to an eternal kingdom. The figure of Shiloh is interpreted as the Messiah, the only one with the right to rule. Here's the key. God didn't choose Judah just because it was the tribe with the most political or military influence. but because from this tribe would come the leader who would guide Israel not only in this life, but in eternity. But why not the tribe of Joseph, which was so influential in Egypt, or Levi's tribe, which held the priesthood? The answer lies in the divine purpose. Judah was not just to be the lineage of kings, but the lineage of a divine king. The Lion of Judah, as described in Revelation, would not just be a king in a human sense, but in an eternal sense. Jesus, born in Judah, not only inherits an earthly throne, but a heavenly kingdom. And that changes everything. Judah's election is not a coincidence. It is the fulfillment of a centuries-old promise that had to be carried out at the exact moment by the exact person. And this is where the story becomes truly fascinating. It's not just that Judah was a chosen tribe in the Old Testament. It's that this choice has a direct connection to the New Testament and, of course, to Jesus. From the very moment Jesus was born in Bethlehem, what the prophets had anticipated centuries before was fulfilled. And it all began with the promise made to Judah. In the New Testament, the Gospel of Matthew opens with an impressive genealogy, showing that Jesus is a direct descendant of Judah through King David. This lineage is not accidental nor trivial. It is the proof that Jesus is not just any religious leader. He is the fulfillment of a promise made by God since the time of Jacob. In Matthew 1:1, when it says that Jesus is the son of David, the son of Abraham, it is telling us something profound. Jesus is the descendant of Judah, the one who inherits the scepter, the throne, and most importantly, the promise of salvation. And not only that, if we look at Revelation 5:5, we find a powerful statement. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has triumphed. This is a title given to Jesus, who, being called the Lion of Judah, refers not only to his ancestry, but to his victory over sin, death, and evil. It's as if the entire Old Testament had been waiting for this moment, and Jesus, as the fulfillment of that promise, connects both realities, Judah as the royal tribe and the Messiah as the eternal king who will rule not only Israel, but all of humanity. The connection between the Old and the New Testaments is clear. Jesus, born in Judah, is the fulfillment of the promise, the Savior who came to reign with power and justice. And that is why, even though there were many tribes of Israel, Judah was chosen to be the birthplace of the Messiah, because in it was not only the promise of a king, but the King of Kings. In the end, Judah's selection was not just a matter of genealogy or human destiny. It was a divine choice, a perfect plan that reflects how God fulfills his promises in a deep and surprising way. From the time of Jacob, the tribe of Judah was marked to carry out a greater purpose, to be the birthplace of the Savior, the King who would reign not only over Israel, but over all of us. Jesus, the Lion of Judah, came to show that true royalty is not measured by earthly power, but by love, sacrifice, and divine justice. God has a divine purpose, and his plan is fulfilled with precision. Like Judah, sometimes we don't see the greatness of what God has reserved for us, but when we follow his will, he leads us to fulfill the purpose for which we were created. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If this reflection touched your heart, don't forget to share it. May the peace and blessings of the King of Kings, the Lion of Judah, be with you always.